Today we are going to solve Cambridge GCSE Mathematics Paper 1 Core, Variant 1-1, May-June 2019. The first question, write 3 over 4 as a decimal. You just have to put in the calculator and you will get the answer 0.75. Next, work out $1.20 as a percentage of $16. Both the units are in dollars, so we don't need to simplify. We are going to write 1.20 over 16. Remember, when you want to write as a percentage, you always multiply by 100, and this will give you 7.5 percentage. The third question is a factorizing question. In a factorizing question, you have to remove what is common. We have y in both the terms, so y is the common factor. If we factorize the y out, what are we left with? The y is not there, so what are we left with? 5 minus 6p. Question number 4 is a probability question. A bag contains green balls and red balls. A ball is taken at random. The probability of taking a green ball is 0.38. Write down the probability of taking a red ball. So in a bag there are green balls and red balls. The total probability is always equal to 1. You have been given the probability of the green balls and you need to find the red ball probability. Whenever you have a question like this, whatever is the probability, you subtract it from 1. So 1 minus 0.38 will give you 0.62. A blue ball. You don't have any blue balls. You got green balls and red balls. So the probability is 0. Question number 5. On Monday, the temperature at midday is 4 degrees centigrade and the temperature at midnight is negative 3 degrees centigrade. Work out the difference between these two temperatures. Many children make mistake in this simple question. Draw a number line. That's the easiest way to solve. This is 0, negative 3 is here, and 4 is here. Now to find the difference between 0 and negative 3 is 3. And the difference between 0 and 4 is 4. So what is the temperature difference? 3 plus 4, 7 degrees centigrade. Part B. On Wednesday, the temperature at midday is negative 1 degree centigrade. By 7 p.m., the temperature has fallen by 4 degrees centigrade. Work out the temperature at 7 p.m. We'll still use the number line. So this is negative 1 and it fell by 4 degrees. When it falls, you move to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be negative 2, negative 3, negative 4 and negative 5. So what is the temperature at 7 p.m.? Negative 5 degrees centigrade. Question number 6. The volume of a cuboid is 180 cubic centimeter. The base is a square of side length 6 centimeter. Calculate the height of this cuboid. The volume is found by using the formula length times width times height. This is a cuboid and the base is a square. It means the down part is a square. If it is a square, the sides are going to be same, correct? So 6 and 6. And we need to find the height. We are going to replace in this equation whatever information we have. The volume is given to us 180. Length is 6, width is 6, and we need to find the height. This is a multiply here, 36 multiplied by h. When we bring the 36 to the other side, it will be a divide. 180 divided by 36 is h. You will get 5 centimeters. Next, write the following numbers in standard form. Standard form means there must be only one number before the decimal. If you have a whole number like that and there is no decimal, it means that you have a decimal at the end. But because there is no number after the decimal, we don't write the decimal. We have to have only one number before the decimal for standard form. So 6.4012. How many zeros we have? 4 zeros. Our decimal was here. We moved it 5 places to the left. When you move your decimal to the left, your power will be positive. So you will write 6.4 times 10 to the power of 5. Why 5? Because we moved 5 places. Next part, your decimal is here and we are going to move the decimal here. How many places? 4 places. So you will write 6 multiplied by 10 to the power of 4. But because your decimal is moving to the right, the power will be negative. Question number 8, work out. We have been given 2 column vectors, and when you want to add or subtract, we just subtract or add the top numbers. So this will give us 4 minus 5 minus 1 and negative 2 minus 5. We will get 3 and negative 7. When you have a number outside, it means we multiply that number with the numbers inside. 6 multiplied by 3 is 18 and 6 multiplied by 0, 0. Question number 9 is a ratio question. This is one of the most repeated questions. Asif and Ben share 2100 in the ratio. So this is Asif and this is Ben. Find out how much Asif receives. What is the part of Asif? 3. He receives 3 parts. Out of how many parts? You add these 2 parts together. 3 plus 7, 10. That will go as a denominator. And he receives a share from 2100. So we multiply 2100. The answer is $630. Question number 10. The length of a truck L meters is 8.2 meters correct to 1 decimal place. Complete the statement about the value of L. This is upper bound and lower bound question. Whenever they give you correct to something, so this is correct to 1 decimal place, which means it is correct to 0.1. Whatever the correct to place value is there, divided by 2. And you will get 0.05. To find the upper bound, we add this 0.05 to the number that we got. So you will get 8.25. To find the lower bound, we subtract and we will get 8.15. Question number 11, simplify. These two are indices or exponent questions. You need to know the indices and exponent rules very well. The first one is t to the power of 21 divided by t to the power of 7. Whenever there is a divide, we subtract the powers. So that will give you t to the power of 14. The next one is there's a power in the bracket and power outside the bracket. If you have, suppose for example, a to the power of m and n, we multiply the powers. Okay, so here also we are going to multiply the powers we have 5 in the bracket and 5 out. So 5 times 5 is 25. So the answer is due to the power of 25. Question number 12. We have been given a right angle triangle. One angle has been given to you and one side has been given to you. We need to find a second side. Whenever you have a question like this, you have a side and an angle. It's a right angle triangle and you want to find the second side. We always use trigonometry. For trigonometry, we need to know the trig identities. What are the trig identities? Sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. If this is your angle, this side is your opposite. You know what opposite means. The side next to the angle is adjacent. And the side opposite your right angle is your hypotenuse. So this is something important you need to remember. Also, you need to remember that the identities are very important. There's a short way to remember it, which makes it easy on the tongue. You can say so sine opposite hypotenuse, ka cos adjacent hypotenuse, toa tan opposite adjacent. In this case, let's see what we have. Write down the angle is been given to you. So that is 35. And this is opposite. You have opposite. And the side opposite the right angle, which is our hypotenuse, has been given to us. So which identity are we going to use? We are going to use the sine identity. Sine 35 is equal to opposite, which is x, hypotenuse 12. Bring the 12 to the other side. It's a divide, so it will be a multiply. Let's put this in the calculator and we will get 6.88. So the answer of x is 6.88 centimeter. Question number 13. By writing each number correct to one significant figure, work out an estimate for P. You must show all your working. So this is an easy question. 1.6, if you round it to one significant figure, you have only one number here. After the decimal is 6. If you have a number which is 5 or more, you add 1 to the previous number. So you will get 2. In the second number, we have 9.6. Again, the number is more than 5. So we are going to add 1 to 9. And that will give us 10 square. And this one, again, we have more than 5. So 5 plus 1, 6. And for the next number, the number is 3. It is less than 5. So we do not add 1. We will leave the 4 at itself. With this whole thing, it's a minus here. So 6 minus 4. Put this whole thing in the calculator and you will get 51. Part B. Calculate the exact value of P. To find the exact value, you have to substitute in the calculator this whole equation the way it is written without any rounding, and you will get the answer 58.6. Question number 14. We have been given a list of numbers and we have to find these answers. A multiple of 7. Multiple means it must be in the times table of 7. You can divide each number by 7 and check if you don't know your times table. And you will find that 28 is a multiple of 7. The next one is a cube number. A cube number is when you multiply the number by itself 3 times. So a cube number will be like a multiplied by a multiplied by a. And when you check each numbers, you can check each numbers. You can start by 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 2. That will give you 8. It is not in our list. Then try 3. 3 multiply by 3 multiply by 3. That is 27, which is in our list here. C, a prime number. A prime number is a number that is not in any times table except itself and 1. It is not divisible by any other number. So from this list, there are two prime numbers, 29 and 31. You can write any one answer and that will be acceptable. Question number 15. Without using a calculator, work out 5 over 6 plus 2 over 3. You must show all your working and give your answer as a mixed number. Write down 5 over 6 plus 2 over 3. You need to have a common denominator down. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, so multiply by the same number on the top also. And then you will have 5. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Because they have a common denominator, we can write it as a single fraction. Put this in the calculator, you will get 3 over 2. And to write this as a fraction, in your calculator, press Shift and SD. So you will get this answer. If you don't understand in the calculator, you can do division. You are going to divide 3 by 2. 2 multiplied by 1, 2. Remainder 2. When you write it as a mixed number, the divisor with what you are dividing will go down. The quotient comes on the side and the remainder we write it as a numerator. Question number 16. These are the first 4 terms of a sequence. Write down the next term. The first thing we will do is find the difference. To find the difference, we subtract from the second term the first term. Okay? So what is our second term? 8. And the first term is 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3. Let's check if it works out. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. Therefore, the next term will be 14 plus 3, 17. Part B, find an expression in terms of n for the nth term. To find the nth term, if you can add and subtract and get the next term, we use a formula a plus n minus 1 d. A is your first term. So remember, A is your first term. In this case, our A is 5. So we write 5. And D is our difference, which we found here, 3. Expand the bracket. 3 multiplied by n, 3n. Negative 1 multiplied by 3, negative 3. Add the like terms together. 5 minus 3 will give you 2. So the answer is 3n plus 2. There is a shorter way to solve this question. Let's write down the first thing, the difference. We know that the difference is 3, correct? So you are going to write 3n. Whatever is your difference, you write it with n. And then that difference you subtract from the first term. 5 minus 3 plus 2. Both the ways you will get the same answer and both the ways are accepted. Question number 17. Explain why triangle ABC and triangle PQR are similar. For two triangles to be similar, the angles must be same. All the three angles must be same. So which angles are same? We will write down. Angle A is equal to angle B. They are both 65 degrees. And then angle B is equal to angle Q. And which is the third angle? If two angles are same, the third angle is going to be the same. So angle C is equal to angle R. Therefore, they are similar. Next part of the question, find AC. So we have to find AC. To find AC, first we'll write down the sides of one triangle. You want to find AC, write AC. What other side has been given to you? AB has been given to you. So write AC over AB is equal to. Then write the corresponding side. AC is corresponding to PR and AB is corresponding to PQ. Whatever value that you have, now write it down. AC we have to find, AB is 6, PR is 27 and PQ is 18. The 6 which is in the denominator, you bring it to the other side. Because it is a divide, it will be a multiply. Now this whole fraction with multiply by 6, put it in the calculator and you will get AC is equal to 9 centimeter. Question number 18. A car travels at a constant speed of 20 meters per second. Work out the time it takes for the car to travel 10 kilometers. Give your answer in minutes and seconds. We have been given the speed and we have been given the distance. We need to find time. To find time, we use the formula distance over speed. You need to know this triangle, distance, speed, and time. And you need to know how to use this triangle. If you want to find time, you cover time. What are you left with? Distance over speed. Let's write down what is our distance, 10 kilometer, and our speed is 20 meter per second. Before I move forward with solving this question, I must have the same units. This is meter and this is kilometer, so I have to change the kilometer into meters. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So if I want to change kilometer into meter, I have to times it by 1000. This, when I put in the calculator, will give me 500 seconds. But I need my answer in minutes and seconds. We know that to convert the seconds into minutes, we divide by 60. So 500 divided by 60 will give you, use your answer and write it as a fraction, 8/1/3, okay? Always write it as a fraction when you want to convert, it becomes easy. So how many minutes are there? 8 minutes. And to convert 1/3 into seconds, because this is also 1/3 minutes, we multiply 1/3 by 60. To convert seconds into minutes, we multiply by 60, and that will give you 20 seconds. This is one way of doing it. The other way is solving it in the calculator. I will show you how to solve in the calculator. In the calculator, you are going to divide 50 by 60 and write it as 500 by 60. And whatever answer you get, I'll show you what to do with it. So when you divide 500 by 600, whatever answer you get, you'll get a decimal. Just press this button. If you press this button, you will get 8 minutes and 20 seconds directly in the calculator. You will not have to do any other calculation. Question number 19. On each shape, draw all lines of symmetry. When we draw the lines of symmetry, it cuts the shape into two equal parts. So this is one line and this is another line. Part 2 also will join the vertices together. So this is one line of symmetry. So this is the first line, the second line, the third line. We can also have one line here So there are total 4 lines of symmetry. Part B. Write down the name of a quadrilateral that has rotational symmetry of order 2 and exactly 2 lines of symmetry. For this, you need to have two sides which are equal and parallel. So there are two shapes which have opposite sides that are equal and also parallel. That is the rectangle and rhombus. They also have two lines of symmetry. Question number 20, part A. Change 3670 centimeters to meter. To change centimeters to meter, let's see, 1 centimeter is equal to how many meters? 100 meters. Therefore, to change 3670 centimeters to meters, we are going to divide by 100. And the answer is 36.7 meters. Part B. The scale drawing shows the position of town S and town T. The scale is 1 centimeter represents 15 kilometers. So 1 centimeter represents 15 kilometers. And we have to find the actual distance between these two towns. So first we are going to measure this and then change it into the units they want. So draw a line from S to T, measure the distance, and it will be 7.8 centimeter. We have been given that 1 centimeter is equivalent to 15 kilometers. Therefore, 7.8 centimeter is how many kilometers? We cross multiply. 1 multiplied by x is going to be x. And 15 multiplied by 7.8 will give us 117 kilometers. Next part of the question, measure the bearing of town T from town S. So we have to measure this using a protractor. Place a protractor here and measure the bearing. The angle that you will get is 137. Question number 21 is a travel graph. It shows Michael's journey from his home to the beach. Let's read the first part of the question. At what time did he start his journey? We can see he started his journey here. This is 8, this is 8:30. It means that every square is 10 minutes. 8:10, 8:20, 8:30. So he started his journey at 8:10. Next, on the journey, he stopped for a rest. Find the distance he was from home when he stopped for a rest. We can see he stopped for rest here, and the distance is 8 kilometers away from his home. Part 2, for how many minutes did he stop? The straight lines tells us that he stopped here. He stopped for this much. We know that each square is 10 minutes, so 10, 20, and 30. He stopped for 30 minutes. Part C. Explain how the graph shows that Michael traveled faster before he stopped than after he stopped. Let's look here. This is the line before he stopped. This is the line after he stopped. When you travel faster, your line is more steeper. So the answer is the line is more steeper. I hope you know what steeper means. See, you have two lines. This is one line and this is one line. The more steeper is this line. Okay. Question number 22. The diagram shows a point P and a line L. Part A, write down the coordinates of point P. First, we have to look at the x value. So this is the x-axis. We look at the x value and then you look at the y value. So P is -3, -1. Next, find the gradient of line L. To find the gradient, we use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We need 2 points which are on the line. So one point we will choose 0, -1, and the other 2, 2. So 0, -1, and 2, 2. Now to find the gradient, we subtract the y with y. So -1 minus 2, and then divide it by the subtraction of the x values. That is going to be 0 minus 2. And we will get the gradient as 1.5. Put the whole thing in the calculator together. No need to put the top and the down separately. So the gradient is 1.5. The next one, write down the equation of the line L in the form y is equal to mx plus c. To find the equation of the line, we need three things. We need the x, we need the y, and we need the gradient. Gradient is 1.5. X and y, we have chosen 2 points. Let's look at the points. We can take 0 and -1 or 2 and 2. Always choose a point which has a 0. That's much easier. So 0 and -1. What is your x? And y is -1. In this equation now, we have to substitute x, y, and the gradient and find c. Y is -1, gradient is 1.5, x is 0. This will give us 0, so we are left with -1. C is -1. After you find your C, replace your gradient, which is 1.5, and your C, which is -1, in this equation. Okay, so your equation of the line is y is equal to 1.5x minus 1. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope I've been able to help you. Kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with your friends.